Hey everyone, it's Xant. So we have another week of standard banners, meaning the next one should be Sokai, and it seems that we're finally getting back on track with scheduling. No more mid-month festivals, but maybe we'll also see the premium materials get sorted out again, so the end of the month is the week that the store opens. Now first up, as always, will be the new gacha suits, so we'll start with the Crossbones X3. A marked difference from its X1 and X2 counterparts, this machine made use of eye fields instead of beam shields, capable of defending against battleship-grade beam cannons. This also allowed the suit to defend against variable speed beam rifle shots, and this was something a beam shield was unable to do. Now, this suit was completed after its sibling suits, so this wasn't fielded until later on in the war against the Jupiter Empire. It was eventually stolen by Tobia Aronnax and instrumental in dismantling the Jupiter Empire, even being used as the final blow against the antagonist, Crux Dugati. Now, I'm not going to talk about all the armaments it had because it's the same as the X1 and the X2, with the sole exception of the Muramasa Blaster. This was a neat pirate cutlass rapier hybrid with 15 beam emitters on it, one on the tip that could be used as a beam gun and a sword hybrid, and the rest were for beam swords. It was a complete power hog though, as this was a prototype weapon, so it could only really be used for a short while. And with this, we actually have all the base forms of the Crossbones. Well, ignoring Zero Ghost, but that doesn't exist, right? Next up, we have what appears to be the OG Gundam, but power type this time. Now, I'm not going to go into a ton of depth about the suit, as most should know about the OG machine that kickstarted the entire franchise, though this does set a pretty cool precedent of older machines being given new attributes. If the other specs are the same, we could see a very neat attribute meta shift, depending on what other machines, if any more are slated, get this update. I wonder if the stats will be the same though. Now, I do know we also have like the white variants of parts that you can upgrade through like the beginner coin exchange and stuff, but those are still like the same attributes. I'm looking at this purely from an attribute perspective, so this should be pretty cool. Our event machine this week is the Bon Doc, coming from Zeta Gundam as a not quite mass-produced but also not quite exclusive suit. This asymmetrical monoeye is going to bring some funky looking builds to GBGW. It can transform into a mobile armor, which I think looks a bit silly, but each to their own. It uses a SciComm-U system to bring out the suit's full potential, and during the events of the Grip's conflict, these were very potent against the AEUG. So what does a Bon Doc actually have on this weird, almost malformed body? Well, it has a scattering mega particle cannon, and that's the left arm in MS mode, and it's on the chest when it's in mobile armor mode, or I guess more like in the middle of the body. I don't really know what to call it in the center, I just call it a chest. Anyways, it's in the middle. It has a beam saber and a beam rifle. Well, you know what? At least it looks extremely unique, so maybe it can be used as some kind of cosmetic addition to your machine. It's a welfare, so I'm not expecting mind-blowing stats or anything. Anyways, on to our pilots. We'll begin with the more obscure one. Coming from MS Igloo, we have the mobile tank pilot Demizier Sonnen joining us in GBGW. An artillery instructor for Zeon, he unfortunately didn't make the cut when mobile suits became mainstream, and was left to rot as technology progressed. He eventually got a chance, however, to prove himself, and his belief that tanks were still necessary when presented with a prototype mobile tank, the Hidolf. Well, it's classified as a mobile tank, but frankly, it's more of a mobile armor, in my opinion. You know, what with the whole it has half a mobile suit packed into it. Anyways, he finally got to participate in combat with this war platform, and managed to almost immediately destroy a captured Zaku while crippling another. This would be his last engagement, however, as after totaling 4 more captured Zakus and 2 enemy tanks, he was mortally wounded by the enemy commander. A total flash of glory that this guy had though. Unfortunately, his accomplishment led to nothing, as Zeon shelved the concept of the mobile tank while the Federation produced the gun tank. Big oof. Our final new addition this week, and last pilot, is Mask. Well, that's his alias anyways. A Capital Guard cadet in Rico G, this skilled pilot was also a top student, however his future was restricted by him being a Kuntala. And that's pretty much it guys. Unfortunately, his info is kinda scarce on the net. He did, however, eventually graduate from his cadet status and join the Capital Army, making the rank of captain and even being granted the Kabakali for his success. He was also one that piloted the Mac Knife. If the mask somehow didn't give it away, he is the Char of Rico G. And with that, this week's content is covered. Sorry if I sounded off or the video feels different than normal. I've been under the weather the last couple of days. I'm pretty sure it's a cold. Anyways, peace out guys, and I'll see you in a few days for the impression stream.